Hello viewers, in today's session we are going to discuss an important problem from domain of functions, and here we have to find the domain of this function f of x that is equal to 3 times cos inverse x minus 2 sine x, right? So here we see that f of x is a combination of two functions. Here we have the inverse trigonometric function that is cos inverse x, and here we have the trigonometric function that is sine x, right? So in order to get the domain of this function, let us assume that the domain of this function is d1 and the domain of this function is d2, right? And we know that if we have a function f of x which is the sum of two functions, or the difference of two functions, then the domain of this function f of x is given by the intersection of the domain of this function and this function. So the domain of this function f of x, that is d, is equal to d1 intersection d2. So let us first see the domain of d1 and the domain of the function sine x, that is d2. So now from inverse trigonometric functions, we know that the domain of the function that is cos inverse x is given by the interval that is -1 to 1, because the principal value branch of cos inverse x is given by this interval that is 0 to pi, right? So cos inverse x belongs to this interval that is 0 to pi, when x belongs to this interval that is -1 to 1, right? So the domain of 3 times cos inverse x is given by this interval that is -1 to 1, right? And here the function sine x is defined for all values of x, that is x belonging to the set of real numbers, right? So the domain of this function that is sine x is given by the set of real numbers. So we have d2 is equal to r, right? So now the domain of this function f of x is given by the intersection of these two domains. So here d1 is -1 to 1, and d2 is the set of real numbers. So let us visualize this interval and the domain r on the real number line. So here we have the real number line, and this entire real number line is given by this r, right? And here we have -1 and here we have +1. So this domain d1 is given by this region, that is including -1 and 1, and d2 is the set of all real numbers. So here we have the entire real number line, right? So now the intersection of these two sets is given by this interval that is from -1 to 1, right? Because -1 to 1 is contained in r. So d is given by -1 to 1. So the domain of the function f of x is given by this interval -1 to 1, because this interval, that is this portion, is common to the domains d1 and d2.